చేశారు.
Ah, got it. Okay, no problem. Sometimes it happens.
అదే.
ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಎಂತ ಮರಟಿ ಇರ್ಲೇಪ మనకట మోట అటు లేపా అస్సలు అయిపో ఓనర్ అనుకుని అనుకో మింగితో నల్ల
Okay, let me know the presentation is visible. Am I audible? Just say AV in chat box so that we'll start the session. Sorry for the inconvenience due to some mistake. Our coordinator shared the same link. We'll try to avoid these kind of mistakes in future. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes, this is about an audible. Yeah, fine. So we are discussing about the benefits and how it can be done. If it's training is required, we have to bring the training in to train the people, and the effectiveness of the practicability. Okay. So when the training is required, we have to impart the training, and then the effectiveness of the practicability and recommendations. As I said, while suggesting any corrective action, we have to think practically whether it is able to implement. Then report sent to the management for the implementation. So once you have done, the report has to known to the management. Until otherwise, if they are not known, so what will happen? They can't give any budget, so that every incident or the corrective action, the management should know. Then only we can get some budget for implementation. Then all fatal, serious accidents and dangerous occurrences must be investigated thoroughly from all the reportables. Non-fatal and repetitive accidents should be inquired if the time permits. Non-reportable and also near-miss accidents should be investigated properly. So it does not mean that we should avoid investigating minor and non-cases. Every incident has to be investigated thoroughly. Comparatively, minor and fatal and serious cases should have in-depth of investigation because of it is severity is more. Okay, next. We'll see what are the agencies investigating accidents. Who and all will involve? In case of any statutory reportable accidents, generally the factory inspector and government labor inspector, and small number of staff and big number of accidents in the hundreds of factories therein, obviously they cannot investigate because the numbers are more, the staff is less. They can't able to attend all the investigations. They investigate only the serious and fatal accidents and give the detailed report showing the facts and also breach of law, if any, and also remedial measures. Generally, when a factory inspector comes in case of any major fire accident, in case of any permanent disability ఏంటంటే పర్మనెంట్ గా వాళ్ళ యొక్క ఎబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఇన్కమ్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక చెయ్యి కంప్లీట్ గా కట్ అయిపోయింది, దాన్ని పర్మనెంట్ డిజేబిలిటీ అంటాం. ఒక ఫింగర్ కట్ అయిపోయింది, పర్మనెంట్ డిజేబిలిటీ. అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే మేజర్ కేసెస్ పెద్ద పెద్ద యాక్సిడెంట్లు అవుతాయో ఆ సిచ్యువేషన్ లో మాత్రమే ఫ్యాక్టరీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళు కానీ లేబర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లు కానీ వచ్చి ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. In order to prohibit the use of some plant, equipment, process, or premises, if it is found imminent danger to them, and also investigation of Bhopal accident result into the order, a permanent closure of the factory. So whenever it happens, all these cases has to be investigated. Whenever the things are so serious, the severity if incident is so serious, in such case what will happen? The factories also gets closed. The findings may be used to amend the safety of the law if it is required. Then the major and permanent And also immediate responsibility of accident investigation lies upon the factory management, and it is their interest also. Because why their interest? If keep on accidents are happening, what will happen? They lose the property, they lose the machine hours, they lose the material. They can't able to deliver on time. So all these reasons, they are also interested. Even though it is noticed that the majority of the small factories have not yet thought itself to inspect or investigate their own accidents, they simply report the rest upon the insurance. Then what will happen? They always depend on insurance. How they will depend on insurance? They not investigate anything. Generally, they will buy the insurance schemes or insurance policy. The insurance agency claim for the accident. And this is not a good. This is not a good. Each factory should have its own system of management and to investigate accidents and also hazards and to suggest implement the remedial measures. And this is most advisable and also useful for the purpose of safety. And they may utilize safety consultancy services and also other safety specialists. If they have any no safety department, they can take the consultancy support or any third party support for investigating of those accidents. And also depending on the gravity and nature of the accidents, it may be investigated by the foreman or supervisor, safety officer or engineer, safety committee or expert group of including consultants. And also the supervisor should be the report the investigate of each incident or accident. And he is the nearest man having more knowledge and also accident facts and also remedial measures. It does not mean that only safety officer should investigate. So based on the hierarchy, based on size of the company, the engineer also can do investigation, supervisor also can do investigation. So whoever is the first line people, in the sense, the immediate supervisors, they should do the investigation because they are well familiar with the process and also the situation or the working conditions. And the safety officer should investigate each important accident for his own information and also report to the top management for necessary steps. And his specialized knowledge, training, experience, and also ability makes his report more valuable and also useful in preventing recurrence. And also the safety committee report is sometimes more effective as it carries workers' voice as a representative in the committee. Also rich knowledge of department heads. So what will happen? The supervisors and the top management also has to involve, and also the supervisor specialization and knowledge also training, which will make the more effective. And also by taking the workers' consideration in the safety committee, it give a detailed outcome. It will going to be more effective when it is implemented. And the information gained from accident investigation should be used throughout the establishment where it is applicable, and also a similar identifiable possibilities should be judged to prevent the similar accidents. Well, that's what I mentioned, decentralization or sorry, horizontal deployment. Then accident analysis. How will do the accident analysis? The investigation and the analysis go together. The fact found from the investigation are first analyzed, and the analysis should reveal the one hypothesis to explain all the facts adequately, and also the result obtained objective analysis procedure should include identify and locate the main source of accidents from actual experience or materials or machines, disclose the nature and size of the accident or problem in departments among the occupants, indicate the need for the engineering revision by identifying the unsafe conditions, materials, equipments, and the environment. Then disclose the inefficient operating procedures. So whatever the procedures are there, those procedures are not so effective, then we have to indicate poor layout and outdated methods to reduce the accidents. Disclose the unsafe practices for training and employees, and disclose improper placement of personnel in instances of handicaps contributing to the accidents, and guide supervisors to use their maximum time for the safety work by providing them information about the hazards and their departments. So we have to train the first line supervisors to make them aware about all the hazards and also control measures. Then evaluate the success of safety program by continuing the analysis of the effects and also different safety measures, educational techniques, and also other methods to prevent injuries. So we have to broad the safety programs like near miss reporting, safety suggestions, identification of unsafe actions or unsafe conditions, then investigating, discussing on the shop floor, then taking the corrective actions. After taking the corrective actions, explain what action has been taken. Then you have to show the trend. Okay, before we are not having any actions in place, so we have reported so many incidents. Then once the action has been implemented, we have reduced so many incidents. We have to show the trends so that the people will aware. They will get confidence on safety department. Now, this is some of the design standard IS 3786. So what are the various principal factors which will involve in the accident? One is agency or unsafe mechanical or physical conditions, unsafe action, unsafe personal factors, type of accident, and also nature of injury and location of injury. This standard will cover these specific areas. If you see a statutory accident report received by the factory inspector or classified as below, Labor Bureau or Shilma also publishes the accident statistics and some classifications. Only the major heads are given in the further detail. If you see the personal fault, majorly with respect to Factors Act, only there are two types of incidents. One is reportable, other one is non-reportable. Reportable means once the accident happens, from the time of accident, if the person who are involved in the accident, if he is not able to report to the duty within 48 hours, those cases comes under reportable accidents. Non-reportable will be small cases. Incident happens, immediately he'll join or after 2 hours or next day. These are the two cases. And lack of training. What are the major faults of the persons? So as we see in unsafe actions, lack of training, physical hazards, chemical hazards, then poor discipline, improper clothing, poor housekeeping, and others. These are the material and mechanical faults. And if you see in textile machinery, what will happen? These are some of the examples: opening of the blow room, or cordon machines, or drawing frames, speed or stumping, spinning machines, waving machines, finishing machines, flying shuttles, etc. These all will be the some of the hazards which will be present in the textile machinery. If you see an accident investigation report, so we'll see the sum of the contents. We will not go through the line by line because each investigation report will differ from the company to company. We'll see what are the major heads which should be reported. One is the serial number of the report and the date it has happened, contractor or employee, date of incident, time and location. This is very important. Then event, so personal event or fire or any spillage. Then result, what has happened, injury, minor loss or near miss, more man-days loss, property damage or environmental pollution. Based on event, the result will be, we can identify or we can judge. Then who was injured, age, sex, ID number, which means the employee number, or any trade, what is the designation, welder, fitter, operator, supervisor. Then hours at the which he started work on day. So this is also very important. When he started, for example, he came in the first shift, his supervisor is asked him to do the second shift. So we have to enter the shift timing. Then description of the incident. Then we will specify the injury, what kind of injury it is. Then it is caused by the equipment. Then we will write the equipment name and state whether it was moved by the mechanical power or at what time, at that time, how it is moving due to the mechanical power or it is a other kind of power. Then where is there any unsafe conditions? Then we can write unsafe actions and protective clothing equipment used or not, and what kind of. Was the under influence of liquor or any narcotics? Sometimes what will happen, the workers are amalis, they used to drunk and come because of they used to do a heavy work to relieve from those pains or some of the habituated issues also. Sometimes people will come under influence of liquor. Then whether the job safety analysis was explained to him, means the training has been done, whoever is involved in that activity, and who explained it, and which means who trained it, and how long is the remain away from the work. So since how many days he is away from the activity, and state whether the medical aid is given to him, probable causes of the accident, what are the probable causes, and describe the steps taken to be prevent the reoccurrence. Then we will take the witnesses departments, then we'll take the engineer, their signatures. Okay, these are the
Yes.
Which one that is 17. Wait.
these are the formal points which will be there in the incident report. If you see another format which is different, again, here they have defined directly first aid or recordable, lost time incident, fire case, spill or leakage. Then again, the details are same: person, contractor, location, age, sex, date and time. Then equipment detail, type of incident, nature of injury, body part. Then consequences of accident, conclusion, immediate causes or root causes. Then here they're talking about the recommendations also. And then evaluation of the incident, the severity of the incident, severity potential and also probability potential. Severity potential in the sense the immediate potential. At this stage, what is the severity? In case if it is happens again in future, what will be the severity? Then fire and safety department, plant concerned. Then we will take the signatures. Discussed and reviewed by discussed, and copies of the actions. Copies of the actions in the sense the corrective preventive actions, status reports. Okay. And this other format, again same, here they have defined the nature of injury and the body part. Here they have took the what is the immediate action or the reasons. Again here the general data is same: name, designation, department, section, date, time. These all will be the common things. Okay. Form 18 and 18A, this we will discuss in the end of the lecture. Those also format numbers. In case of any reportable accident or dangerous occurrence, we have to report to the inspector of factories. Okay, annual report. It should be reported to compare the year to year. So whenever you have started reporting all your incidents, you have to compare report year on year so that you can see the trend. The report should reduce the simple charts or graphs or computer data. The safety bulletin may be prepared and also circulated to the each such data, the publication of typical accidents and their causes, remedial measures, etc. The accident rates, safety awards winners will promote safely and also motivate the people. So you have to send these bulletins or this data so that what will happen? The people get motivated. Safety reports circulated among the industries to make them alert. Reports sent to the governments are useful to many industries, and as the government feeds such information to be planner to help them in decide upon the course of actions. And also it may be state natural interest to discuss on safety reports by the chief inspector of factories and others. So sometimes what will happen, if you are sharing the reports with the inspector of factories, they may come up with some amendments in the laws also. If it is very much required, it is very critical, they can do in the amendments. Amendment is or assemblies or parliaments or publicly they will release the abstract. Okay, this is the last slide. Now I'll show the form 18 and 18A so that you can understand. Okay, let me know, are you able to see form number 18? So this may be differ from your state to state. I think in Karnataka it is 1717A. In Andhra it is 1818A. If you see form 18, notice of accident or dangerous occurrence resulting in death or bodily injury. అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే ఏదైనా ప్రమాదం జరిగి in case of death or any bodily injury, as I mentioned, 48 hours he is not able to join back to the duty, this report will give form 18. If it is 18A, a notice of dangerous occurrence which does not result in death or bodily injury. Or any fire happened, nobody got injured. Any explosion happened, nobody got injured. Any major structure has been collapsed, nobody got injured, nobody got death. Then we will report this form 18A. Okay. Okay, if you see form 18, again here also same details what we have discussed in the previous formats. Here name of the occupier or the factory, then employee state insurance employee code. So factory, they have establishment code, they have to mention. Address of the works or premises, I mean factory address. Nature of industry, which means type of operation. Branch or department, exactly where the accident happened, exact location. Employee state insurance number, who has been involved, that employee state insurance number if covered. Sometimes if they are above 21,000, they will not be covered. The name and address of the injured person, name is age, and occupation of the injured person, which means what trade or what activities do. Monthly wages of this person paid, and local employees state insurance office to which the injured person is attached. So which is local ESIC office. Date and shift, hours is joined duty, hours at which the injury happened. So when he joined, at what time the incident happened, whether the wages is full or partially payable to him of the day of the accident or dangerous occurrence. Then causes of nature of accident or dangerous occurrence, if causes. Then what is the machinery part detail, state was the moved by the mechanical or power at the time, and state exactly what injured person is doing. Then in the opinion where the injured person was accident or dangerous occurrence, acting in contravention or provision of law or applicable to him, any legal requirements, acting in without any instructions from his employer. So whether he has intentionally doing it or not. Sometimes what will happen, the people may do intentionally. So that also will may chance to leads to accident. We have to check for, is there any such kind of act which is resulting into accident. In case of dangerous occurrence, we have to give while traveling of the employee transport and traveling passengers or injured persons, transport being operated by whom, either behalf of employer or employee itself is operating, and vehicle being or not being operated or ordinary or public transport. If it is in happen with the public transport, we will mention the public transport. In case of any accident or dangerous occurrence happen while meeting an emergency. In the because of nature, any nature, it's nature of emergency, where the injured person or time of accident dangerous occurrence was employed, all these things we will fill. Then hear about the location, nature of the event, etc. Okay. Then in case any death happens, we will put the date of the death case, when it has been, the person has been died. Okay. By filling this, the occupier will sign, then he will give it back to the inspector of factories. If it is in a 18A, then here also it is simple. We will give the name and factory, occupier, name of the manager or industry, branch or department where exactly happened, date and hours of the occurrence, nature of the dangerous occurrence. We will explain because of explosion happened or rupture happened, structure collapse or fire accident. Then he will sign and dispatch to the concerned person. But the thing is, within 24 hours of time, either any media, either electronic media or oral communication, the incident has to be reported to the inspector of factories within 24 hours. Nowadays, within a minute or 2 minutes, the department people knowing the accidents, but the legal record within 24 hours, we have to notify the incident to the inspector of factories. Okay. With this, we have done this topic. If you have any questions, we can discuss.
Thanks for providing. Yeah. Even if it's for the some of the data.
Okay, if no questions, we'll close up today. I will meet in the next class. Thank you.